In a village where the sun kissed the earth every morning and the mighty baobab trees stood as silent guardians, there lived a young woman named Oma. Her beauty was the envy of every maiden, and her pride as fierce as the winds that blew through the savannah. Suitors came from near and far, each hoping to win Oma's heart. But she would look them in the eye, smile politely, and say, "You are not worthy." The first was a farmer, with hands calloused from years of hard work. But to Oma, his wealth of land meant nothing. Her mother, Esi, watched with growing concern. She knew the dangers of pride. "Oma, my child," she would say, her voice soft but firm, "a heart that turns away love will one day find itself alone." But Oma only smiled, sure of her path. Another came, a warrior with muscles sculpted by battle and eyes that sparkled with bravery. The village women sighed at his approach, but Oma's heart was unmoved. "Your strength cannot bend my will," she told him. But the spirits were always watching. Hidden in the wind and woven into the very fabric of the earth, they whispered among themselves. "This one, she has angered the gods with her pride," they murmured. "She must learn her lesson." Yes, I grew more desperate. "The gods do not take kindly to arrogance, Oma. I fear they will send you a fate you cannot refuse." But Oma was certain. "I will choose who is worthy," she said, her pride blinding her to her mother's fears. Then, one day, a man came unlike any before him. His skin was dark as the night, his eyes like the stars, and his robes glistened with gold. He smiled at Oma, and for the first time, her heart skipped a beat. "I am not like the others," he said, his voice as smooth as silk. "I have traveled far, for I know there is no one else as worthy as you. Will you be my bride?" Oma, who had never been so captivated, found herself saying yes. The village buzzed with excitement. For the first time, Oma had accepted a suitor. The women of the village gathered to prepare her, braiding her hair, adorning her with beads and golden jewelry. Oma felt every bit the queen she believed herself to be. The day of the wedding arrived. Drums echoed through the village, and the people danced with joy. Oma, dressed in the most exquisite wedding cloth, walked with grace to her husband. But as the sun set, the shadows began to whisper. The spirits, unseen by mortal eyes, gathered around the village. They whispered to the wind, their voices carrying a warning. She has made her choice. Now she will face the truth. That night, Oma and her new husband retreated to their marital home. The air was still, the village quiet, and the moon hung low in the sky. But something was wrong. Oma could feel it deep within her bones. Suddenly, her husband's smile twisted into something unnatural. His arms elongated, his skin shimmered like scales, and before Oma's eyes, he transformed into a massive serpent. The gods had sent her a punishment, a husband that was not a man, but a beast. Oma fled from the hut, her heart pounding in her chest. Her pride had led her to this moment, and now she was married to a serpent. She wept under the stars, begging the spirits for forgiveness. Esi, miles away, felt a cold wind sweep through her home. She knew something was wrong. "The gods have punished her," she whispered. "But I will pray for her salvation." But Oma was not ready to surrender. She returned to the hut, where the serpent waited. "You may be a creature of the gods," she said, her voice steady, "but I will not be your prisoner." In the corner of the hut, hidden beneath old cloths, Oma found a staff, a gift from her ancestors. She remembered the stories her mother told her, stories of how the staff held the power of the spirits. It was her only hope. The serpent lunged, its fangs bared, but Oma was ready. She raised the staff, and as the serpent struck, a blinding light erupted from its tip. The spirits had heard her call, and they would not abandon her. The light grew brighter, and the serpent screeched in agony, its body twisting and writhing. The spirits had granted Oma their power, And the serpent was banished back to the underworld, never to return. Amma returned to the village, her heart heavy with the lessons she had learned. No longer did she carry herself with pride, but with humility and wisdom. She had faced the gods and learned that love, respect, and humility were worth more than any title or beauty.